Okay, it's Ben Brown. We're here at Evolution Martial Arts in Sparks, Nevada. I got Anthony again. We just did class where we went over how to deal with being inside the closed guard, how to get out of closed guard. Now we're going to talk about some submission prevention and defense. So I always look at submissions in terms of kind of 3 stages. There's early, which is more prevention than escape. I'm preventing him from being able to effectively threaten me with a submission. The middle part is where he's got some of the elements he needs, but he doesn't have it fully locked. And then the third one is it's already pretty bad. This is sort of Hail Mary time. The 4th time in a submission is when you should be tapping. And like I've told people, I will fight harder to get out of a choke than a joint lock. Because the consequence of a choke is I go out, I lose consciousness for a second. The consequence of a joint lock, if I wait too long and they don't let go, is I don't get to use my shoulder or elbow or knee or something ever again the right way. And that's bad. There's no reason for that, I guess, maybe unless you're trying to win the world. So we'll talk about guillotine defense here from the closed guard. There's other guillotines. We're not necessarily going to cover those today. So in the closed guard, there's a couple ways that Anthony can threaten the guillotine. Probably a really common one is I'm leaning way back because I'm getting tired of being pulled forward. Anthony recognizes that. He's got my hands off of him. He can do a sit-up sweep. So attack this arm for me. Okay, so he's reaching over my arm. This is kind of another video, but essentially this is a sit-up sweep. He's going to try to knock me over with his hips. Boom, there I go. The common reaction to this is I kind of body lock him and I put his hips back on the floor. I tackle him back to the ground. Meanwhile, he's reaching around and wrapping my head for a guillotine. Go ahead and wrap it. So this is already starting to get bad for me, okay? Let's back up a little bit. There's a moment where I have an opportunity to utilize probably the easiest and earliest defense to this. Because as Anthony sits up to sit up sweep me, he opened his guard. So as I tackle him back, if I kind of know what's going on here, I have a chance, even if he wraps my head, I have a chance to jump my body to the opposite side. Now I can't get my body to the side he's got my head. It just doesn't work. So if you're newer and you're going, well, which side do I go to? It's the side you can go to. But technically it's the side opposite your head. So he's got my head here. I get my head to the other side. There's absolutely no guillotine here. There's no threat to me here, even if it's uncomfortable. He can be squeezing my head for all he's worth. He doesn't have his hips involved, and he can't keep me from getting my posture. So we have to know that in a guillotine, the thing he's doing to me is he's putting my chin on my chest and he's really breaking my posture, and he's causing this closing of my airway. If his arm and hand placement is right, he's also cutting off the blood supply. But from this position, he can't do that. And when you're newer, you don't know that you're not in trouble here. But I'm not in trouble. I'm going to show something real quick. It's called a Von Flew choke. Go ahead. I lock his arm in here. I gable grip. I put a lot of pressure on him, and he taps. He can't get out of that. He wants out, but he can't. So if you're able to jump to the side, it's a pretty good deal. This happens a lot if I'm in kind of like a bad turtle. You got a front headlock on me. And then he goes to pull guard. This is where, if I know what I'm doing, I jump to the side. Even if I don't Von Flew choke him, I get out. Maybe I take him out, something like that. I turn a bad thing into a good thing. Sometimes you can't get to the other side. You were too late. So he goes to sit up sweep me. I tackle him. He closes that guard again. Can't get outside his legs. Let's back up here a little bit. This way. This way. So it's starting to get bad. He's going to connect his hands. He's going to try to put his chin on my back. And this is already getting bad for me. It's because my posture is broken here. So go ahead and wrap it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my forehead on the mat. I'm going to get my feet up. And I'm going to start extending my spine forward, looking up. This is solving my posture problem. Instead of my chin on my chest, which is what he wants, my chin is up and out. If I need to, I can fight the grips. Then my job is to get safe again. I might be able to start passing right there because it's a chaotic moment. If I really know what I'm doing, I can use that moment of escaping to start passing. That's ideal, right? So again, he does a sit-up sweep, or any way he wraps my head in closed guard. Let's just say he pulled me in, he wrapped my head. I can't jump to the other side. That's early defense. I put my forehead on the mat, I get my posture, okay, like this. I can start framing his head. Maybe I can start passing right there. It's a moment where he's a little bit vulnerable. And let's talk about the last one. Let's stand up. Standing guillotine, similar. Okay, where does a standing guillotine come from? A lazy shot, usually. A lazy double leg, I stick my head out, he wraps my head. Okay, early defense is just like what I just showed you. Posture, hips under head. He actually wants to let go here because he's getting Kimura'd. Okay, I gable grip, I start initiating takedowns. I'm too late on that. He's getting his hips into me. He's starting to do this to me. He's gonna choke me. I frame his hips. Get my elbows in. I frame his hips so he can't push his hips into me. He's trying, because he needs to choke me. Okay, I can either posture up from here, or I can circle my head to the inside. Again, body lock, start takedowns. Tell me how do you do it. Okay, so goes for the shot, whatever. I wrap his head. Okay, first thing is posture up. Uh-oh, I can feel it, it's no good. Let's go back. He wasn't able to posture up. I start getting my hips in, frame my hips, circle the head to the inside, and then we're in a scramble, okay? But you have an advantage in that moment because you got your good base, everything's there. So that is guillotine prevention, defense, escape. Right on?
Right on.
Cool.